Hi, welcome to the video. This is Guitar Hacker. This is part two of building a home recording studio for basically free with free softwares, free plugins, etc., etc. And in the first video, I showed you how to get a free digital audio workstation. I showed you how to get a free drum kit, and I showed you how to send the drums to a stereo track for just a quick scratch pad. But in this particular case, I'm going to show you how to multi-track all the drums. That way you can get a better quality mix. You can add different effects, and it'll just give you a more professional, especially if you're working on like a demo that you plan on releasing, or just a better quality recording. I'm going to show you how to multi-track all the drums and add separate effects. So the first thing that we're going to do, and this stuff's pretty simple, but don't get frustrated if something's not working right. It's just you might have just forgot a step that I showed you how to do. It's pretty simple. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hit track as before, and we want to select our virtual instrument. And the first thing that comes up here is our MT Power Drum Kit. So we want to go ahead and select that. We want to hit OK, and that's going to throw it down here on a new MIDI track. And here, in this particular instance, we're going to hit yes because we want to multi-track everything. So we're going to hit yes, skip that screen, and our drum kit will come up. But what we want to do now, since we want to multi-track the drums, and just as long as you pay attention to these steps, you'll be fine. Everything will work out for you. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hit mixer. Let's defeat these compressors. Okay, there we go. And across the top, there's a series of buttons that I want you to press. And what this is going to do is it's going to send all the crashes and all the cymbals to one channel, the ride and the ride bell to one channel, all the toms to one channel, etc., and so forth. So, but down here across the bottom, if you look, you'll see outputs. And on the kick, you want to leave that on output 1. And snare, we want to come down, we want to do output 2. And since the side stick is also the snare, we're going to do output 2. And you have your hi-hat open and your hi-hat closed. So we're going to select, for those two, we're going to select 3. Since that's our next channel available to us. And all 3 of the toms, we're going to go ahead and we're going to select, we're going to put those on 4. Like so. Okay, we have all those on 4, and our ride cymbal and our ride bell, which is going to be on the same channel. We're going to put those on channel 5. And our crashes and our china, we're also going to put all on a single channel. So that's going to be, we're going to use output 6 for that. And let's see, there we go. Okay, so basically you're going from 1 to 6 on your channels. And now that we have the channels selected, what we're going to do is just do a quick test here. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this yet or not, but you'll be able to see the meters down here at the bottom light up. So let's hit the kick up here. And as you can tell, the kick's firing on channel 3. Let's hit the snare. That's on the next channel like it's supposed to be. And let's hit the hi-hats. They're both on the same channel they're supposed to be on. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm not going to bore you with the rest of it, but that's the way it works. But let's click out of this. Now, the next thing I want you to do is just go over here, double click, and I want you to name the first one kick drum. The second one, I want you to name snare. The third one, I want you to name hi-hats, and they have to be in this order, or you'll get them confused. The next one I want you to do would be toms. And let's call this next one, we have to call that ride cymbal. Let's tell you what, let's put cymbal in there. There we go. Come down here a little bit, and now we're going to put in our crashes. Okay. So we have our crashes in. Now, this is important, so I need you to pay attention to this one. What we need to do now is for each channel, I want you to right-click on the meter bar. I want you to come down, and we're going to record output, multi-channel, latency compensated, or mono latency compensated. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. I always just grab the first one. So go ahead and hit that one on the kick. We'll come down to the snare, we'll right-click on the meter, record output, and we want to do multi-channel latency compensated. And we're going to do this for every channel. So let me come down to hi-hats and record output, multi-channel latency output. Let's go to hi-hats. I think that's the one I just did. So then let's get on the toms. We'll do the same thing down here to toms. Record output, multi-channel latency compensated. And we have the ride cymbal left. Let's go ahead and do that one. We're down here at crashes. We're going to do that one. And the last two channels we don't need, so we're going to go ahead and right click on it, and we're going to hit remove track. And this last one, we're going to do the same thing, remove track. So now, as you can see, we have a kick, we have a snare, we have hi-hats, we have toms, we have ride cymbal, we have crashes. So just to show you quick before we get into the next segment, I'm going to hit the record buttons on these. And there we go. So all these are going to record. Let me bring up, we're going to press this green button here, and that'll bring up our drum kit. Let's get out of our mixer here and go back to drum kit. And you'll see your kit here, and we're going to hit grooves. And I'm just going to select a groove really quick to show you that it's going to record it. So let's just go into anything here. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play this groove. And as you can tell by looking at the screen, it's recording everything in separate tracks right here. And you can see all the separate meters down here at the bottom. Fire, you saw right there, you just saw the crash fire. And let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and stop that groove. Okay, as you can tell, it multi-tracked everything. You can see the sound waves on the recording pattern here. And in the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen and I'm going to build a groove, and I'm going to record the groove as I just explained to you how to do it, and I'm going to show you what we can do with the different tools and the different effects that we can use on the separate drum tracks to give you a more professional and a tighter mix and just a better sounding recording overall. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do that for you quick, and then we're going to jump back and I'm going to walk you through it. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Here I have the drum kit up, and all I've done is I've went into grooves. I've went through and I've chosen a couple grooves that I've drugged down into the composer track right here. And all we need to do now is, if you look at your top track right underneath my vocal here, you'll see it says MT Power Drum Kit. All we want to do is we want to take this track and we want to go ahead and we want to drag it up to that location. And as you can hear, the drums are playing as we speak because I drove that MIDI pattern up there. And when you go ahead and build these grooves, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can build an entire song, drag it up into this track, and that's gonna be what triggers your actual tracks down here. But to record that, let's assume that you have your groove already built. You've drug it into your project on the second on the MT Power Drum Kit MIDI file right here, and it's already set and it's ready to go. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead. This record button here, just leave that one go. We want to select record on the kick and the snare and et cetera, et cetera. It went all the way down and selected all those. So now let's go ahead and play the groove again. And let's record the groove. And as you can tell, again, it's recording the groove. It's multi-tracking everything like it's supposed to. Good to go. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and stop that groove. Now, everything's multi-tracked, so unfortunately, because of the way that I have to edit these videos, what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to go in and do a total separate groove, and I'm going to show you what we can do with the different effects that we did. I just wanted to show you how to drag the patterns up there because I forgot it in the first segment. So let's go ahead and do the next segment, and we'll show you how to tweak and adjust and add effects and do whatever we need to do to bring out the best sounding drums we possibly can for the rest of our mix. All right, guys, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to make show you how to add the effects and the EQs and the tweaks and everything to your separate drum tracks in a separate video. I have to figure out a little bit better way to route this so I can make it more clear to you how that this is done. And I'm only doing that for your benefit because I have to get the sounds right for you to get the best benefit out. But hopefully this video helped you with showing you how to multi-track everything. And again, in the next video, we're going to go ahead, we're going to add effects to each separate drum. We're going to tweak. We're going to do what we need to do. I just got to figure out the best way to route it so I can show it to you guys on the screen, and you can get the best benefit from it. So thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, love to have you. It's Guitar Hacker, over and out. Check you out in the next video of this home studio recording series. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.